Welcome. Today's topic is money as God's energy. I also made a video in the past called Money is a Spiritual Flowing Energy that I highly recommend that you check it out. I'm going to link that video at the end of this video. But today's topic is quite interesting, and this might even trigger some people. Why I believe money is God's energy. Recently, I was actually coaching one of my private clients, and this just came out of my mouth. Actually, money is God's energy. And what do I mean by this? When you think about it, everything is energy, and everything is coming from one source. And that source is connecting everything and everyone. And just like you are made of energy, money is equally made of energy. And guess where this energy is coming from? It's coming from the source. It's coming from God, whatever you want to call it. And this energy wants to actually enter your life, and it wants to circulate. There are two problems that I found over the years in my personal life as well as in the life of my clients. When we actually are not aware of these two problems, we are struggling financially. We are struggling with money, and we are living in lack. So what are these two things that I want to actually explain to you? And once you actually understand these two blocks, if you will, then you will be able to actually manifest money with more ease and flow. So, number one, when you think about the money that wants to enter your life, when you are actually providing your services, when you are providing and selling, when you are selling your products, when you are providing your services, guess what you're doing? You are actually circulating the God's energy. Just like I said, the money is coming from source, you are coming from source, your services in form of your gifts, your talents, it is all coming from source. This is your energy. You're giving your service to someone because at the end of the day, this service is either improving their life or solving some problem or fulfilling a desire. Either way, it is actually making their life better. And you are actually using your energy in form of that service, right? Energy is coming from the same source. So your gifts and talents are actually connected to the source because you are coming from the source. Now, when you engage in this beautiful exchange of energy, into this circulation of energy, when you provide these services, these talents, and then you are not open to receive back. That's the problem number one. Many people think it's okay to give their divine energy, but it's not okay to receive back. And that is the problem number one. You might have the block with receiving because you might feel unworthy. You might feel, who am I to receive this much? Who am I to live in abundance? And you feel guilt connected to that receiving. And because you are not open to receive, guess what? You won't be receiving. You can only receive to the extent you are open to receive. You can only receive to the extent you are open to receive. Some people even feel scared to receive because they are somehow still influenced by these limiting beliefs that if I receive more, something's going to happen to me. Like there is some sort of fear connected to that receiving of more abundance or even receiving, bottom line. There are people in spiritual community who believe that actually receiving for their divine gifts is wrong. And you are connected to the source. You are claiming you are connected to the source, right? And because of that, you have these divine gifts. Because of that, you feel there is something wrong with receiving back another form of energy, and therefore you're blocking yourself from living in abundance, living in beautiful prosperity state. It's that limitation, the block that you have within you that is blocking you and sabotaging your abundance. On the other hand, there are people who are quite the opposite. Like they don't really like to give, but they expect to receive. They don't like to share this beautiful energy in form of their gifts, talents, whatever that is, whether they are selling services or they are actually selling products, or maybe they are employed and they are actually literally giving their energy, right, through that employment. But there are people who just want to sit and receive for no exchange of energy. How can you receive something if you are not in that circulation of energy? Everything is governed by circulation of energy. It's the universal law. So you cannot expect to receive if you are not engaged in that circulation of energy, right? So that's block number 2. Many people think that I am entitled to have that kind of life, but yet they don't engage into that beautiful circulation of energy. Number 3, if they engage in circulation of energy and they love to provide their services, but they think it is just them who are offering these services. Let me explain. If you're, for example, an entrepreneur who is trying to build your business and you are struggling, you think that by working harder, you're going to make it. It's you stuck in your ego because that business that you created, it's actually connected to your higher self, that is connected to the source. And that being said, if it's truly your heart's calling to run this business, that being said, the creator, the source is being expressed through you. And so it's not just you who is creating this business. So you are literally co-creating with the universe. So why would you push and press and force things if you know this is soul-led business, if you know this is aligned with your mission? Why? Many times by forcing, we are literally lowering the frequency and we are creating the gap between where we are, where we want to be. So in other words, you can really attract abundance from the place of lack and scarcity. Again, if this is soul-led business and you are soul aligned, there's no need to push and force anything because you're co-creating with the source, you're co-creating with the universe. The money are flowing to you as you are giving. Then there's no need to worry because you will be provided. You will be provided when you are open. Provided you don't have any blocks, any limitations, your open channel, you will be provided because you are doing essentially God's work. You're doing the God's work and you are literally using and circulating the God's energy. Now, if you feel any fear whenever you are paying for something, whenever you are spending money, you are afraid literally to circulate the God's energy. And you are putting this God's energy money on pedestal. And you are coming from the scarcity mindset because you think it's not going to come back to you. You are afraid that if you circulate money, it's not going to come back to you. You are afraid that if you give someone this God's energy, you will be in lack. Again, if you are actually in this state of being, whenever you're spending or investing your money, guess what's going to happen? Obviously, you will create that kind of reality. You will spend it and you will go in debt. On the other hand, if you know with certainty, and in fact, when you send love to this God's energy as you are paying and spending money, it will come back to you. Every time it will come back to you, and it will come back to you even maybe 5 times, even 10 times more, depending on your belief. So understand that money is energy. It's God's energy, just like you are coming from source. Money is coming from source. And it's a tool that it's man-made, it's here, and we might as well use it. And we might use it for greater good of humanity. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts below. And if you want to dive deeper, I actually have some resources for you. If you want to actually call in more abundance and more prosperity. And there is going to be a masterclass called Identity of Reach that I highly recommend, especially if you're ready to shift into calling in more abundance and prosperity. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.